people from Philippines are called Filipinos.
Yes.
So you've been attending school really.
Actually, yeah, since my primary school, I've been attending public.
Tested my like vegetarian diet, and I thought it would be hard. I thought I would be like
As
crazy.
you went through some mental health problems.
Yeah, I'm open with that. I'm not like
Biologists who love the sea, who love the ocean. What message do you send back home to the managers of these resources? So, since you entered Europe, have you made any changes?
yeah. I just turned vegetarian last June, so it's been like how many months? Like 5 months? June, July,
Oh.
August, September, October. Yeah. Today, it's almost like 6 months now. Actually, when I was in the Philippines, I wanted to become vegetarian, like when I was 18, and but it's hard because like most of the food that we eat were like from meat products, so it's like fish, pork, chicken. And when I arrived here in Europe, I met some friends and classmates that were vegetarian. And in Reunion Island, I had this classmate, her name is Brenda. So shout out to Brenda. She's from Reunion. Yeah, she inspired me to become vegetarian. And some of my colleagues as well in Madagascar, when I did my internship, they were vegetarian. And I'm quite hesitant to eat the meat there because I feel like it's, I don't know, it's not that I don't know, it's just for me, okay? So when they have like vegetarian options, so I think I will just like switch to that diet. And then they were happy, and then it continued. I feel like I will not get committed with this, but when I arrived here in Florence, and then with the Italian family that I live with, they respected my like vegetarian diet, and I thought it would be hard. I thought I would be like craving for more like chicken or like pork, because I love pork. I love lechon. Lechon is a famous like roasted roasted pork in the Philippines, a famous dish. So
So, in other words, you were motivated by your friends to be a vegetarian.
yeah, I was motivated by my friends, and I know it's a silly thing because I feel like becoming vegetarian would help me to lose weight.
Okay.
Because I know this is just what I know it's not a good.
I see, but your first time in, because a lot of people who visit Europe for the first time, they go through a lot of changes, a lot of ways to adapt to the system.
Yeah.
What would you say was the mechanism you
So,
adapted to, adapting to Europe?
It was not really hard because I love vegetables. So like the switch was not that, like very, like, the transition was not like abrupt. It was just like smooth transition from becoming vegetarian, because growing up, my parents usually cook like foods that are like very
Yeah.
diverse in vegetables, and so I'm not picky with food at all. So
So one
Yeah.
of the easiest way to adapt was changing your diet from eating pork, fish, and other sort of meat
yeah,
to
to become like
a vegetarian.
And
Okay.
also for the environment, of course, as a biodiversity student.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so-
And I became more creative with food because I try to like explore and like find other alternatives. Like, So
Okay.
I tried tofu like for the first time, and I don't like tofu before. So now I feel like, oh, it's good. So
All right, so those are your food changes. But you earlier said in Filipino, the hospitality, the family system. In Europe, many do perceive that Europe is very individualistic, it can be lonely, and all that. Did you experience the same?
indeed, especially like last year, because it was my first time like living alone. Like during my college years, my high school, I lived with my parents. I never like live in a separate environment or in a dormitory or in a student accommodation whatsoever. So it was really hard to adjust, and I felt so lonely. So, and it's hard for me to connect with people because I'm an introvert, and it's hard for me to open up and to discuss things that are very like personal. It's hard for me to trust So,
So now you can trust me.
but when I went to Reunion Island,
Yeah.
where it's quite similar to the Philippines, so I feel more connected, and then in Madagascar. But sometimes I get homesick from time to time.
Mm,
Yeah, I really miss my parents, and I usually like call them every day, and yeah, I don't know, and it's hard.
yeah. But do you feel depressed sometimes?
Yeah,
Because most time homesickness can be depression.
that's true. I
But
think
your first time in Europe, you got depressed.
yeah, last year. Maybe I was just so overwhelmed with everything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's happening, and like yeah, I had really bad day. I had bad days, and before during my college years, I got depressed. So let's try to like crawled in, getting
Yeah.
back to it. But now I try to fight back the depression and choose myself, choose becoming more happier, and surround myself with good people. So, but it's hard. You cannot avoid depression easily.
Okay.
But
So that means you depression is it's a mental health problem, right?
yeah, it's a mental
Yeah.
health problem.
So that means you went through some mental health problems.
Yeah, I'm open with that. I'm not like yeah. But
So I'm sure a lot of people who may enter Europe newly may also have the same experience. How did you manage yours, and how, like, what do you have to say about mental health in Europe, especially when it's your first time arriving? How should they manage it?
as I said to my other classmate before, I told her like you just need to be strong because your enemy is yourself,
Yeah,
right? So you need to, because sometimes like the cause of like your procrastination and everything is you're scared. Like you're scared to face the challenge, you're scared to face the reality, you're scared to face the pressure. And when there's a lot of things to do, schoolwork, and then you try to avoid doing it, you get procrastinated, and then it will lead you to like depression.
Oh, okay.
So you just need to be brave and just face, and you need to have like a strong support system with your friends, family. So I think that's the key.
Okay. So your message on mental health to all those who are going through it now, maybe not in Europe but across the world.
I think some people heard this one before, but you are not alone. Okay, remember that.
Thank you
Because-
so much.
because sometimes we thought that we are alone, that we have this like battles on our own, but always remember that some people have their own battles too, and it will pass. It shall pass, right?
Thank you. These two shall pass.
This too shall pass.
Okay. Well, with the little I know about the Philippines, I know they have
Yes.
over thousands of
Islands, yeah.
islands,
A lot.
and the sea is almost everywhere. Are you a sea lover?
Indeed, I am. Like, I love going to the coast and just seeing the horizon from the coast.
Okay.
I think it's a helpful thing for me to release stress. Like,
Okay.
like, it's one way for me to see that there are things or imagine that there are more things beyond what we are feeling, what we are experiencing right now.
So earlier in the conversation, you told us in the Philippines you depend a lot on fish. Having been a lover of the
Other
sea,
fish.
yeah, do you
Yeah,
think that the sea is overexploited
Okay,
sometimes?
I really appreciate fish as a food, but I would also appreciate them to be studied upon. But yeah, as a food in the Philippines, yeah, it is, I would say, among the cheapest, or it could be among the cheapest protein source in the Philippines. So if you're in the coast, or close to the coast, it's easy to get, and there's a diversity of fish seafood you can get, not just fish, like from clams, mussels, shrimps, like octopus even, like, and all the kinds of fish it's a lot, and so I really appreciate fish.
Yeah, so the program you're studying here, is it more biologically related?
Yeah, I mean, we are studying here in Europe tropical biodiversity
Okay,
and
so
ecosystems.
great. So if that's the case, and
It
you
is.
are over consuming the fish, with recent news on climate change and extinctions, do you still, you know?
Okay. Yeah, it is connected that we people are consuming a lot of fish, but it's because I think our way of managing this resource is not going well. We
Okay.
are I mean, as a system that as we have a societal system that focus on profits, and these corporations, it's the large scale corporations, multinational corporations that are over harvesting fishes, and
Yeah.
they tend to use some malpractice, like maybe it's legal. For example, they go across their international boundaries, go to international fishing sites that are closer even to other countries, far from their home country, and this kind of practices of overfishing is not just affecting the ecosystem itself, but
Okay.
also impacting the very very dependent people, the communities that live closer to it, that are in need of the fishes for their own personal consumption, for their basic needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are. I can call you a biologist, right? What is your area of interest in biology?
I am right now here in Tropimundo. Yeah, I am in line with the marine biology, and I would want to
Oh,
continue.
okay. So I guess I understand the reason for your advocate to maintain the sea well, but I know the Philippines. You have a lot of aside the thousands of islands, you have a lot of diversity, a lot of because the sea is almost everywhere, so you are likely to have a lot of
seas everywhere with our
animals.
islands. So as an island, we are surrounded by the sea, and we are we are part of in Southeast Asia. We are part of the Coral Triangle, and we
Okay.
host as a mega biodiversity country.
No, but don't be too
Because
careful with the English.
We
Yeah,
host
yes.
a lot of diversity, and including marine.
Okay, so what
ecosystem.
message will you send home to the managers of these? I mean, not necessarily only as a student, but as a biologist who love the sea, who love the ocean. What message will you send back home to the managers of these resources?
I mean, I think we should consider that profit. I mean, yeah, it's the thing is the system, but yeah, that profit should not be the main driving force. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean, talking to these corporations, but yeah, there are a lot of people dependent on fishes for their basic needs, and we should not just every stakeholder, like from the government to the corporations, they should be inclusive to these local smaller communities, small fishermen, in their decision process when it comes to managing this fish, and because these people really needs it, not just because they want to take profit, they need it for their basic needs.
Okay, great. So thank you so much. Before we go, can you give us your final message to the world, to the Philippines, to the people around you? I mean, your last words to us. What do you have to say?
Our world is a really beautiful place, and we should try to, as we are now benefiting from it and we are seeing the beauty of our world, I hope everyone gets to see what I'm seeing or what I'm experiencing, because I am very lucky that I am here in Europe getting this kind of education, and being able to see places that I wouldn't have been able to and I hope that a general message to everyone, that we see every resource, not for us, not for personal one, but it's as each resource we have in this world is something that we share with others as well.
Okay, thank you so much. But for the sake of the people in the Philippines who may not understand more of English, can you express it in Filipino for us?
Okay, in Filipino, so ang mundo natin ay napakaganda. And at gusto kong ipahiwatig. Well, napakalalim. Ipahiwatig.
I don't understand anything, but it's funny. So, let me laugh.
Ipahiwatig sa mundo na I mean sa aking nakita dito sa Europe and sa mga lugar na napuntahan ko, we should I'm turning English.
It's fine. Let's go. It's fine.
Yeah, because I'm used to, like, in Philippines, okay, we sometimes use Taglish, and Taglish is a mixture of Tagalog and English, and yeah, I
No,
think
it's
a lot of
fine.
Filipinos
It's fine. Yeah, you
do
can
it,
mix it up.
Okay, gusto ko lang sabihin na ang mundo natin ay napakaganda, and sana makita natin na ang bawat resource, kayamanan. What is resource in Filipino? Bawat likas yaman ay hindi lang para sa ating sarili, kundi ito ay para sa iba din. Para
Okay.
sa kakabuti ng iba din. Yes.
All right. Thank you. Salamat, right? In
Salamat.
Filipino. Salamat.
Filipino.
Thank you so much
Thank
for joining me today. No, but you also have some few words for us before
It can be like anything.
your last word to the world.
So, smile. Don't forget to smile and choose happiness. So, in times of problems and challenges, don't forget about yourself to look after yourself as well. So, because sometimes we are like so focused on the problem and we forget about other things.
Okay.
And to my Filipino friends and family, I miss you so much. I love you.
Yeah, so
Dapat
your message in
makatawa ka. Dapat makatawa. Dapat nakalimot ko sa Bisaya pero dapat magmalipayon ka dayon dili ra ka nag-inasara sa imong problema na puy mga bang tao na mutabang sa imuha, or I mean ayaw kayo pag-focus sa problema. Okay, dapat ka nang hunaw-hunaw pud nimo mag-amping kasi mo kaugalingon o di po nimo pabayaan imong kaugalingon nga kay kung focus kay ka sa problema like kasi ma-stress na karon sa og hello sa kumusta sa ko ang pamilya, sa akong mga amigo dira sa Philippines. Mingaw na ko ninyo. Mga
Thank you so much. But I heard amigo, that's Spanish.
Bisaya din Bisaya amiga.
Oh, really? Anyway, to my Filipino friends, it was nice having you. I hope I'll be in the Philippines with you one day. Yeah, maybe I'll be in the Philippines again. Have I been there before?